Hello, greetings, my friends. This is Gilles. I wanted to wish you a happy Sunday. For today or yesterday, Jupiter moved into the constellation of Aquarius. It creates this great expansion. Jupiter is asking us to dream big, to see big, to expand. And Saturn is going to join the Jupiter at the 0 degree of Aquarius in the solstice on the 21st. So it is like a graduation party. It is very, for there is this expansion, and Saturn is asking us to ground. For we were at the edge of the precipice this year, but we found this new ground. The way to ground ourselves is through goodness, it's through kindness, it's through compassion, it is through the cultivation of love. This is really what the ground is. For the expansion is like driving a car, and the grounding is like knowing how to ride the car and to understand the codes of the road. So it is, but if. And the way to accelerate for the law of attraction is like when you want to accelerate, you become really fine-pointed into very specific. When you want to slow down, you go into general energies. For universal energy, we'll slow down the process. For if we are moving forward with a negative thought, it is better to slow it down first, and then we can come into a stop and redirect our car. For if we're going to crash into a tree, it's better to crash it at 5 miles an hour, at 50 miles an hour. So it's slow it down if when the patterns are not the thought patterns are not positive. Just go into general, and then go into general neutral, general positive, and then you can go into specific positive. And the GPS is your higher self. Eventually, you can even let God drive. So imagine yourself that your vehicle is like a white Rolls Royce, and you let God drive your car. It knows where to go. But for now, we need to navigate. We need to learn the codes of the road. We need to anchor our energies. And so we need to, and we're not even need to know the mechanics of it. It's like God created this vehicle, and it knows how to work it out. We just need to know how to navigate it. And so it is good to learn to ground ourselves, to learn how to function within this new 5/5 dimensional, these new energies. For there is two perspectives that we're looking at. Is one of them is the I, and the other one is the we. For in unity consciousness, there is still the I and the we. And so we have to learn to discern between those energies that are purely ours, those energies that are positive, the energies that are positive or negative that we need to blend in, the energies that are collective, that are usually neutral, that are given to everybody, and the energies that do not belong to us, that belongs to others. For each soul is responsible for the creation of and the generation of the creation, but the way the energy has been used. So this needs to continue to learn to discern. We're coming out of this state of amnesia. A lot of people are working from the third dimension and the lower fourth dimension. But when we awaken, we begin to work from the upper fourth dimension and the lower fifth dimension. Very soon we're going to move into this fifth dimension. And we already have all the codes that have been implanted within our chakra, our DNA, our heart. Everything is always, we just need to put it aligned, to put it to work, to ground the energy. It's going to be very important to continue to ground the energy as Saturn moves into Aquarius. And so I'm going to pull a few cards. And I wanted to speak. There's going to be a very, very powerful awakening, and there's going to be coming with this conjunction that is coming in a few days. For the past is our destiny. The past is the destiny. We've been aligned into our destiny. It's the stairway to heaven. It is a stairway to heaven. Where we are now is the choice. We are asked to make many choices. Once we made all the choices, there is no more choices to make. And the future will be humility. For humility is a good choice. To stay humble, to stay simple. For life is so much easier when you keep things simple. Well, what we're working on now is the assess, is the elevation. It's a cheminement. It's like one step at a time. And what's coming up in the near future as the result of that is the rejoicing. There's going to be a great rejoicing. For we're getting ready for a brand new year. That's going to be, nobody's going to be too sad to let 2020 go. But this end of the year can be a very, very happy time, so that can counterbalance all of the effect of the heaviness for where we were a year ago and where we are now. There's like so much has happened, and so for we need to activate our higher mind. Our higher mind is on the top of the spine, on the bottom of the neck. It is the third brain, the cerebellum. Once this is activated, we're going to start sensing so much more. And there is no, understand, realize that the past has been healed. There's no more need to look into the past or even past life to determine who you are now. And because who we were is led us to where we are, but we have to move on with something new, to disconnect with the old. And so, because our universe is a young universe, it's at the end of the great spiral. It's a half spectrum light that we're working with. So it is very difficult, but it is the edge of creation. It is where the action is. It is where everybody's looking at. So it is a very exciting, no matter how difficult it may appear to be. For there is a great regeneration process that is underway. If we have to be okay with the change, even if we do not know all the details, and to trust so that we can flow with that. It's the semi-final, which is difficult, but the final will be intense. So just be ready. If you are in your empowerment, your neutrality, your empowerment, it will be a lot easier to go through those processes. I'm going to pull a few more cards and just to give additional guidance, additional insights. For it is, we want to move forward. There was a theme of my video yesterday, and the highest wisdom is going in circle. We continue to go in circle, but very soon we're going to move forward. So be ready. It's like warm up your car. Just warm it up. Just learn to all the buttons, how it works, and then the handling of your car. Then you already know the codes of the roads. You already know and very soon we're going to be able to move into gears. So just in this new energy, new cycle. What we need to understand is the orphan. We feel like we have created this illusion of separation. We have lost. Now we're going to need to find our place in the world, in the new cycle is to reconnect. You are the son of God or the daughter of God, and so that gives you great privilege in the universe. For you are a child of the Lord of Truth. So that gives you your all royalties that we've forgotten. A state of amnesia. Those memories will come back. We are beloved children of God. What we need to do is a new life. This brand new life that is we need to let go of the past in order to be ready for this new life, and the outcome will be the observer, to be able to be the compassionate observer, to move into a state of neutrality in relationship to all the contrast that will be continuing to unfold, all the revelation and contrast that will be unfolding around us. For our consciousness is like a building. The higher we go in consciousness, the more we become visible and the better view we have as well. And so, but when we are on the upper floor, we have this great sunshine and we have this great view and we feel like, whoa, we're in the clouds. But this year we've been called to go into the basement where it's dark, where it's cold. And so, and there was all kinds of things there that we didn't really want to deal with. But we need to clean up the basement, clean up our old beliefs, address fear, let go of old habits. And so we need to clean up the basement. The higher the tower is going to be, the consciousness of the building of our consciousness is being created by it is a higher, it's a soul architecture or spirit architecture. The deeper the foundation needs to be, the ground, the foundation needs to be very solid, so the tower, the building of our consciousness can rise. So it is important. This year we've been asked to bring light into the basement, to clean up the basement, to clean up the base. I also wanted to talk about the re-emergence of Atlantis and Lemuria consciousness, the masculine and the feminine. For those two civilizations, we all suffer the traumas of losing this civilization. But now there is a new emergence of that consciousness. For in Atlantis or Lemuria were 12-dimensional beings. They were completely in fusion with one another. They never really struggled. Then they got destroyed by Atlantis, and they retired their physical continent, and then they retire into the inner Earth for like 800,000 years. They've been living in this inner Earth that we call Agartha, and we're going to be able to reconnect with them. But even Atlantis, on the time of Atlantis, there was full cooperation, there was full connection to the higher planes and the inner planes. And for 200,000 years, there was a golden age. Atlantis was created to assemble all of the different extraterrestrial civilizations that have landed on the Earth to make it, to find a model of functioning civilization. And for 200,000 years, it was perfect. It was a very, not perfect, but it was a very advanced civilization. And around 15,500 BC, there was the Great Flood. It happens because some beings on Atlantis, there were 10 kingdoms originally in one big island. Some of them just use blood sacrifice to bring demons to the surface, and this is really what created the destruction of Atlantis and the separation into the islands. And the last 5,000 years, they were still very advanced. On one side, there was the Atlara on the Isle of Poseida, the Emerald City, where there was the Atlara who were living. They were very matriarchal, divine. They were connected to the divine. They were in control of amazing technologies. And on the other side, there was the islands of Og and Aria, where the Aryans and the sons of Belias were living. And they were very patriarchal, militarist, and hierarchical, and they were controlling the tools of productions when the Atlara were controlling the technology that made the society function. And at some point, the Aryan took over, understood through political deceptions, they were able to find out how the technology worked, and they tried to dethrone the second moon of Atlantis to use it as a weapon of war, which created the final fall of that civilization around 12,500 years ago. And then we had to become cavemen again. It was like complete loss from the upper fourth dimension into the lower third dimension. But the consciousness of those of Atlantis and Lemuria are re-emerging. The divine masculine and divine feminine are really coming into balance, and so we need to continue to allow this balance and those memories to come back, not to define ourselves, because we're moving into a totally new paradigm, but those memories will come back, and we're going to be able to bring those to reconnect to all those memories very soon. So I wanted to talk about, for this is a great awakening that is going to be happening in a few days, for it is already going on. There's already so much and many celebrations on the way. Well, I hope this was interesting for you. You can continue to keep your grounding, to ground, to anchor yourself into the Mother Earth, and continue your expansion into the light. If you want a private session, do not hesitate to send me an email. I wanted to thank you for your likes, your sharing, your comment, your donation, and your subscription. I sing this song. It's a song that's it's more philosophical than romantic. It's an old song, a rock and roll song. It goes like this. It's called Stairway to Heaven. There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed, with a word she can get what she came here for. Ooh, it makes me wonder. And she's buying a stairway to heaven. There's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be sure, 'cause you know sometimes words have two meanings. In a tree by the brook, there's a songbird who sings. Sometimes all of our thoughts are misgiving. Ooh, it makes me wonder. There's a feeling I get when I look to the west, and my spirit is crying for leaving. In my thoughts I have seen rings of smoke through the trees, and the voice of those who stand looking. Ooh, it makes me wonder. And it whispered that soon, if we all call the tune, then the piper will lead us to reason. And a new day will dawn for those who stand long, and the forest will echo with laughter. If there's a bustle in your hedgerow, don't be alarmed now. is just a sprinkling for the May Queen. Yes, they're too fast, you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on. And it makes me wonder, your head is humming and it won't go in case you don't know. The piper's calling you to join him. Dear lady, can you hear the wind blow? And did you know your stairway lies on the whispering wind? And as we wind on down the road, our shadows taller than our soul, there walks a lady we all know, who shine white lights and wants to show how everything still turns to gold. And if you listen very hard, the tune will come to you at last, where all are one and one is all. To be a rock and not to roll, not to roll, not to roll. And she's buying a stairway to heaven. Great song from Led Zeppelin. There's a lot of keys and codes in this song about the spiritual ascension. Already there in the 70s, there were already a lot of wisdom in philosophy through all the rock and roll movement. And so I'm going to pull a card of the archangels. So it is there's great works coming about. A lot of work is ahead. So just be ready for all those things we've been asking for are coming. And so the card of the day is the 10 of Ariel. You have so many reasons to be grateful to life. Financial success, retirement on the horizon, a family life that is rich and gratifying. So it is the Café de Flore in Paris, in Boulevard Saint-Germain. But it is the symbolistic of true enjoyment, true gratitude, and to be able to be comfortable, to be moving to a completely new cycle. And so I hope you do enjoy those times and you prepare yourself for this cosmic elevation and the balance, harmonization of this feminine and masculine, the creative and the receptive, so you can move into the graceful flow of the river of life that is every day is being increased and it's getting momentum in the positive way. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.